close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
How goes a Putrid Grim? You guys are here to share my misery. Yeah, Putrid, go shake what your mama gave ya. Go shake that moneymaker, which I guess in this instance will be your ability to speak. Oh my goodness, Grim. Must have been some hardcore partying. So it's got to be what, mid-afternoon for you, Grim? Initially, I was gonna name the stream "Are You Up Yet, Melvina?" But then I figured, nah. Okay. Oh, you've been playing, eh? Are you liking it? Yeah, man, it's addictive once you get into it. I found not so much recently, but when I used to be like really hardcore into it, I'd play like several matches and then take a break, and I'd find like half an hour to an hour, I would just have like this urge to get back in there, and it would be because like I'd start visualizing different ways to start, and I'd be like, oh, I've got to try that out. Oh my god. Although I was the same way, well, not this, something similar when I first started playing chess. Well, no, not so much when I first started, but when I would play chess continuously. So, I'd play a few games, then I'd, leave the house or whatever. Anyway, I'd be somewhere where there were tiles, like basically where you can see like the square tiles on the floor or whatever. And I would start seeing things in chess moves. Oh man. Yeah, give me a second. I'll give you my in-game name for StarCraft. Yeah, I'll give you my name, and then you can add me, and if at some point you want, we can try a cooperative. It's a fun game in general, but when you play with other people, it's quite fun. I don't think I know how to play checkers. Checkers is all diagonal, right? Like all of your moves are diagonal? So they'd be like the bishop in chess? Not sure if I know where to find my in-game name. No, that's not it. No. Ah, okay. 1271. Hold up. Oh, how come I can't copy that? Oh, I'm on my bench. Okay, so Tuesday number 1271. Alright, that's my in-game name for StarCraft. So you can add me as a friend with that. Yeah, I find, I haven't played the campaign for years. I played the campaign when I first bought it and then when I got a couple of the expansions, but other than that I haven't played it in a long time. But I find that you learn the game a lot quicker by playing against other people. One, because, when you first start, you suck, so you're going to lose, and nobody wants to lose, so you figure out how to play better, and then by playing against others, you'll see strategies that they use and stuff, and then you can start adopting those strategies yourself. My biggest thing is I'm much in playing against other people. I much prefer to play, like, not forever, but a longer game where you build up units and stuff like that. But when you're playing ladder matches, like online ranked matches, a lot of people just attack as fast as they can, and I just find that very boring. It's like, well, why bother if all you want to do is just get it over with as quick as possible? But, and I'm okay protecting myself against that. I'm not very good if I try to do that myself, though. Because when you're doing that, you kind of also have to prepare for it to fail and be ready when they counter you. So, how's the music? Is it too loud or should I turn it down? In comparison to my voice. Have you been doing much of the legendary or legend stuff? Like the arenas, I think the special quest yesterday sucked. Well, sucked for the amount of energy required compared to the rewards you got or get. I wish there was a way I could randomize this playlist, like for it to start at different points in the playlist, or even just go randomize the song order. But it's just a thing from YouTube, and then the way it's set up here just automatically plays it from start to finish. So. You setting on Discord? I'm realizing, so I'm doing the regular 2-star arena, and I'm realizing why I never do 2 stars. God damn. I'm about halfway to the final milestone for it now. I mean, the battle chips aren't bad, and you still get the units, but I don't know, I just want it really slow. Like the Legend one isn't bad because you're getting more points per round, so you're not having to fight that much. Granted, in that one you're trying to get to 1 million points for the final milestone, but so I think I'm gonna try to knock out the regular 2-star. Yeah, so about 120 away from that. So yeah, I'll knock out the regular 2-star. Probably do another 250 in the Legend 2-star. And probably get the 4-star shard one started. And then by then my 6-star should be up. Knock that out, take a nap, and then get back at it. Alright. For Discord, do you just use the web app or do you use the application? First R3 5-star? Well, I take all my 5 stars to R3 for arena. Domino, I have used her, and for a while I was kind of farming Winter Soldier in Realm of Legends. And I mean, she can be pretty quick for something like that, where it's control. I mean, she's pretty good in general. I don't know how far in the game she would get you, though. Well, I suppose you're not using suicide, so that's fine. She'd probably be really good for Act 5. I don't know. She'd definitely be able to do some stuff in Act 6. Yeah, I mean, if you got no one else and you got the resources, why not? When she first came out, I think she was a definite R5. I don't know about that now. But like I said, I would definitely take her to R3, but in my case, I take all 5 stars to R3 regardless. Oh, I think Melvin is present now. Melvin is going to make an appearance. So yeah, I take all 5 stars to R3. Do you have Red Hulk and Massacre? Because she gets better with those two. Yeah, you know, well, at the end of the day, she's still kind of fun to play, and if you get lucky and you hit an L2, you can do some serious damage. So, and you're mainly on Act 5, right? Act 4, Act 5? Hold up. Act 4, 4, 4. Yeah, I think she would be good for Act 4, a good portion of Act 5, so yeah. Do you have any other R3 options currently? Because, I mean, if you really have no other candidates for R3, then yeah, you may as well take her. Because although I said she's not necessarily a automatic rank 5, I think she's definitely somebody you should take to R4. So to get to R4, you gotta go to R3. Well, and you don't run suicides, right? Because, I mean, Corvus is great, regardless, but I think he's far better with suicides. So in that case, I wouldn't prioritize him unless you have suicides. If you had all the materials for him, you had no one else of any class that you could take to the next rank that you want to take Corvus, then I would rank Corvus. But as long as you're not running suicides, and well, okay. So like I said, every 5-star I would take to R3. So definitely take him to R3 when you have the opportunity. But beyond that, until you're running suicides, and you have other options that you could R4 or whatever, I would do them before Corvus. Now, basically, as soon as you got suicides going, I'd say get Corvus to R5 as quick as you could. Because, yeah, man, if you had Corvus R5 with suicides, I think that would make Act 5 quite quick and easy. Same thing with Blade, actually. Blade and Ghost Rider for Act 5 would make it quite quick. And with Blade, even though he's not immune, he's not gonna... suicides for him would do... Well, actually, no. For Blade, deep wounds would be more beneficial than suicides. But if you had him duped and a decent SIG, you could gain back a lot of what you would lose from suicides. But yeah, so as it is currently, for you, no suicides. Corvus is not really an option because you don't have the materials. He doesn't have you don't have suicide, so on and so forth. So yes, Domino to R3 for sure. Although if you don't have Red Hulk, you don't get much benefit from heavying with her because you don't get the incinerate. So mainly what you're looking for from her in that case would be the L2s, which is fine. But with Red Hulk, you could do a lot of just parry heavying. Terrible. Well, at least you weren't working yet, because then you would have been sleeping out the job. No, I think maybe other people would tell you differently, because you are at an area where 4 stars are going to do you good. You're much better off putting the resources into the 5 stars because they're going to last you a hell of a lot longer. Now, yeah, you could. 4 stars are definitely going to do you well for Act 4. They're going to do you well for Act 5. It's going to be harder with 4 stars for Act 5, but you can still get by for sure. But if you've got a comparable or even a little less powerful 5 star than a 4 star option, I would still go with the 5 star. No, of course not. Not intentionally, anyways. Yeah, I think 4 star. Yeah, 4 stars. I take to R3 as well, just for arena. But I definitely wouldn't, even for arena, rank a 4 star if I had a viable 5 star to use in content. Now, for 4 star, 5 star arena wise, I'd definitely take the 5 star over. But, well, I mean, I'm not gonna rank a 4 star over 5 star. The only time I've been ranking 4 stars now actually is just to use up those ranked gems, because often I end up with those in the overflow, and I just hate wasting any kind of resources. So in that case, I will rank a 4 star. Yeah. Ooh, dear. That's not good. Wait, I thought he was supposed to have... Interesting. I thought he had a shock immunity, or shock fell off faster, or... Huh. Or maybe I just need to pay more attention. So what time are you on the clock, Putrid? Obviously, not currently because you're on YouTube, but... Yeah, I would guess. You know what? Namor would actually be a good 4 star to take up, simply because he's unique in what he can do, right? Like, if you've got a max sig, anybody with Thorns damage or well, yeah, I guess it's mainly going to be like Thorns type damage, like Electro or Thorns nodes. You can bypass the damage that would normally be unavoidable there. So, but even so, I would still prioritize Domino over him currently. Okay, yeah, if he's not awakened, then that's irrelevant. And the damage he's gonna put out, I mean, he can still do great damage, but the thing for Namor is his awaken ability. If you take that away, Namor is, yeah. Because I mean, you've got a lot of damage dealers who do something, and the thing that Namor does is avoid that unavoidable damage. So, So what are the 5 stars that you have at R3 currently? Oh, I thought you said you had 3 5 stars at R3. It might be too early for me to process information properly though too, so. Oh my god, this 2-star thing is so slow. Okay. Yep, like I said, it's early, so processing information is slow. Oh dear. So I listed all of the stuff I wanted to accomplish before taking a nap. I'm feeling like a nap is is due right about now. Uh, 9:22, 9:30. Yeah. Yeah. Normally I'm getting the shower around this kind of time. But I was awake at 5:30, and I'm like, well, I could probably go back to sleep, but yeah, and here we are. Yep, you're 7 hours in the head ahead. 7 hours in the head. Oh Lord, I can't even speak. Goodness gracious. Man, like 45 minutes ago, I was all energetic and stuff. I'm like, yep, I'm going to get on. I'm going to stream. I'm going to do some arena. I'm going to get ahead in all this nonsense. And now I'm like, well, that pillow looks pretty comfortable. Yep, you're 7 hours ahead. So if I want to know what the future's looking like, I could just ask you. Oh yeah, so for StarCraft for the campaign, you're still only able to use Terran, right? You haven't had the opportunity to try Zerg or Protoss yet, right? Yeah, it's looking bright here. You know what? It's funny. Obviously, it's been happening for the last little while, but just last night, I realized how much darker it's getting quicker. Like I think it was like 9:30. I looked at the clock on the stove and I'm like, holy crap, it's pitch black out. And only maybe 3 weeks ago, 9:30, it would have still been not bright, but like relatively light still. It's funny. I used to live in Arctic Canada, and there, like in the winter, so November, December, January, yeah, from November to about February. Basically, you go to work, it's dark, you go home for lunch. It's a small place, so you don't, you can walk home for lunch. It's light, like noon. You go back to work at 1 p.m., it's light out, and then the workday is done at 5 and it's dark again. So you only see light twice a day. And then where my parents are, they're pretty much on the equator, so there is really no change in daylight year round. It's pretty consistent. Dude, how do people do this 2-star arena all the time? Oh my god. This feels like it's taking forever. Forever. And I remember after going, what the hell? After going to Ireland and Scotland, I came back to Canada. I was convinced I was going to live, well, I figured probably somewhere in Ireland for a while. And since then I haven't been back. That's 2 rounds of the 5-star Shard arena. Okay. Jeez. It's a pretty good start to 5 stars, man. Holy smokes. Captain Marvel's pretty good. I don't know which of those 2 cosmics, Corvus or Captain Marvel, I would take up if I were in your shoes. Actually, no, Captain Marvel, because you're not running the Suicide. So again, Corvus isn't going to be at his full potential, and then she's already poison immune. So if you have to go up against any poison nodes, or there aren't many champions that actually inflict poison. Wow. Wow. I think they're the top 2 cosmic. Oh, I guess Hyperion would be a top cosmic too. Yeah, maybe as far as 5 stars go, maybe Hyperion. I don't know if I'd say he's better, but I would rank him to R5 before Corvus and Captain Marvel, not because he does more, simply because they come as 6 stars as well. So you have the potential to pick them up as 6 stars, whereas currently Hyperion, that's not an option. Oh boy, I'm seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. All right, I'll be back in a moment.
I don't know what you want. Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side. My love, you say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna cry, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose.
One step at a time, Grasshopper. One step at a time. First, you gotta get her to R3, and then you rank her. So it's okay. Take your time. Yeah, no, I know what you meant. Hey, you could have done that Halls of Glory yesterday. It would have given you a whole 5 ISO bricks. I was thinking I was thinking that today was gonna be the Halls of Healing with the health pots and revives, but it's the Halls of Gold or whatever the hell it's called. And I was looking for the amount of gold you get. It's not worth the energy again. So I guess we'll have each of them twice because it lasts for 6 days. So. Oh, you just got her yesterday. Wait, what? Oh, Lord. What? Come on, man. Okay, there we go. That's what we needed. Oh, I see, I see. Yeah, I did the lowest level one today just because I had energy and I was like, why not? But I won't be doing any more of those ones today. Oh, I've started getting my PHCs ready. So I'm gonna open 2,000 on the weekend. Take advantage of the extra gold. You know, I suppose those things, the Halls of Glory and the Halls of Fortune, are probably pretty good for like a new or mid-range account. So I've seen posts on the forums where people are complaining about availability of ISO, and gold's a problem for everybody usually. So. Yep, so my major plans of conquering this game and whatnot are going to be delayed slightly. Because I'm going to finish this 2-star arena and go take a nap. Man, it's a good thing I didn't have plans for world domination. Holy crap. I'd have been like, yes, and we will march our armies to their land. Oh, wait, that bed looks comfortable. Yeah. Oh, you have 2 accounts? Oh my goodness. Dude, sometimes I wonder how some people manage with 1 account. And I mean, shit, I got nothing but time on my hands and I find it difficult. Okay. How far along is your second account? And why do you have a second account? So now that I'm coming to the end of the 2-star arena, I'm thinking to myself, this ain't bad. I could do this. Yeah, no. This is going to be a 2-time thing. Yeah. That's a good excuse, I suppose, eh? Okay. So was there an instance or incident where like the multiple personality thing started, or was it like a slow burn kind of thing? Like, was it over time, or was it a matter of you went to bed one day as Bob and the next day you woke up as Frank kind of thing? Oh my, what is going on here? I'm getting hit by everything. Shit. I have not been hit by his L1 anywhere in I don't know how long. Wow. Wow. Sure. I don't think I'm gonna be up much longer, but if you want to get on for the last bit while I'm conscious, sure. Let's see, do I have Discord? Yeah, Discord's open. Let me just switch over my sound. Discord. Oh, you're not on Discord currently. Or logged in. There we go. Alright. So, change that over, and then this one. Let me just finish this arena. Alright, and output device, go to that. And there we go. Alright. Oh, that's weird. So you're here, but it doesn't show you as online in Discord. Huh. No. Oh, right. You want to be incognito. Yeah. You sound like you're underwater. Oh, now you don't. Oh, now you do. Wait, what? Oh, I still have my music playing. That's right. I want to turn that off. Okay, and leave that on. Leave. Yeah. Alright, there we go. So you're liking StarCraft, eh? Yep. Okay. And that's just the campaign, right? Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So you can only play it as Terran until you pay, right? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Specific missions. Okay. Very good. So when you play as the other two race, have you played as the other two races? Okay. Right. Okay. Yeah, yeah. I think when I got StarCraft 2, the first campaign you were playing as Terran, and then the first expansion, I think you were playing as Zerg, and then the last expansion you played as Protoss. Mm-hmm. Okay. Hmm. Mm. Yeah, so then I guess if you're playing multiplayer, yeah, it must give you access to all of the current characters, regardless of what level. Yeah, okay. Huh. Very good, very good. Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. 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 So one thing, I don't know how far you can go in the other, like a Zerg and Protoss, but I mean, I think play multiplayer as soon as you can. But if you play as Zerg and Protoss, you'll know what units they have. So when you do play multiplayer, when you see the opponent coming with those, you know what to expect and you know how to counter it. So, but it's funny because there's in the multiplayer portion, there's also custom maps, which are like user edited or made maps, and the parameters of those are very different from like the Blizzard made maps or then the campaign stuff. But that's like its own complete game in a sense, because you have people that that's all they do, and then you have people like me that pretty much all I ever did was play ladder matches. So, and I didn't do the custom maps at all. And then since People's Champ, they had been playing the custom maps prior, so I was playing the custom maps with them. And now People's Champ and I have been doing uh, ladder matches. Actually, I posted. So was it confirmed how many bricks of ISO we get from the? Yeah, I think it's five per selector from the highest level. So for completion, there was one selector. From exploration, there was another selector. So from the highest level, you're getting 10 bricks. The other levels, I would assume it's the same, but probably just a different level of ISO. Yeah. Hmm. That was from the path, though, right? Like you got that on the path. Oh. Huh. Interesting. Okay. Huh. Interesting, because when you looked at the quest and you look at the rewards, it only showed the selector. That might have been one of the things people were complaining about. Okay. Let me see here. Yeah. 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 Yeah, I'm just taking a look at the forums because I know that there were uh, several posts about things in regards to that yesterday, and that the only one I actually read was the one in regards to the portals, but there may have actually been something about the rewards as well. I think the portal thing yesterday that was messed up. I didn't do it, but just seeing what the issue was, like, because you got rewards for doing it 100%, but because of the portals, you couldn't do it 100%. I think that's just shitty. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, there's Grim Reaper in voice chat, Putrid. Yeah. Man, I don't know how they manage to put so much stuff out that's so buggy or just poorly designed. I don't know what it is, but he might not be able to hear you or something. Give me a second. Oh man, this is annoying too. When Thing will not throw a freaking special when he's got the 15 rock stacks, and then as soon as he's got 1 bar power and he's under 15 rock stacks, he'll throw that sucker. Putrid, can you hear him in voice chat? Oh, okay. Let me see. Yeah, I may just have a setting off here probably. Multi output. Filter. Oh, that's weird. There's no reason you. Oh, son of a bitch. Okay. Yes. Yes. No, it's because on the stream I didn't have the Discord sound enabled. So now you can hear him, correct, Putrid?
Right, okay.
I should have been. What are you talking about? I'm talking to myself, man.
It's alright, it's okay to talk to yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
I talk to myself all the time.
Yeah, I need to figure out an easier. Well, I guess the only time it's an issue actually is when somebody's on Discord. Other than that, I think I've got the sound stuff figured out properly. But
Oh, yeah, yeah.
but it's just because I need to change it over a little bit for the Discord to come through. But yeah,
See, I'm new to all this streaming stuff.
yeah,
Don't know how it works.
actually I don't know if I've even been doing this a week yet. No, maybe just over a week.
How what, the live streams?
Just any of it. Like up until whenever, like, well, let me see when my first stream was actually. I think because I've been uploading video, like I would record it on my phone and then upload it. I've been doing that for a while, but I think my
Yeah.
first time streaming was like a week and a bit ago.
Wow. You're doing pretty well.
Yeah, well, it's pretty straight. It's a lot more straightforward than I was expecting, actually. August 15th. So today, okay, 10 days ago. Okay. Huh.
So, so I think I was there for your first stream then.
Well, I think my first, maybe, because the first one I definitely didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I just pressed buttons, so so who knows?
Your proper first one, I think, was around the 7th.
Okay, yeah, because I did like on the 15th and just before I did several like testing,
Yeah.
and I mean even the first one I didn't realize like the difference between public, private, unlisted, whatever. So there was a whole bunch of just nonsense that was uploaded, and then as I got it figured out, I was able to do them where they were unlisted. So unless somebody specifically had the link, they couldn't
Yeah.
view it. So.
Ah.
And
Well,
and then I changed it because you can have it so like it shows that the stream is coming, as opposed to like just hitting stream and then I'm there. So you can have it where
Yeah.
it's scheduled, and it took me a little bit to figure out how that worked because it was getting confused, or I was getting confused between a scheduled one and just like a press start one kind of thing, and they were kind of overlapping, and then I was like, oh, so I just keep basically selecting the schedule one, and I just changed the title of it basically. So,
yeah.
but it's funny being on the other side of it because there are things that I used to be like, why are they doing this? Why blah blah? And now I totally understand.
Oh, you forgot to raid someone. You were going to raid someone yesterday. Who was it? Blade Man.
Yeah, but I did forget. But when I was done, he wasn't streaming because he wasn't streaming for about an hour and a half after I was done.
Really? So what was I doing for an hour and a half?
I don't know. You'd have to ask Frank, I guess.
See, this is where I get very confused with who's in the driver's seat. Oh, I'm getting absolutely handed to, having my ass handed to me by Captain America World War II.
Yeah, it's funny how sometimes like the most mundane characters will be the ones that will kick your ass. Hey, what are you doing on YouTube still, Putrid? I thought your boss called. Told you to get your ass into work. Or off the couch, more like it, I guess.
You saying that, I just took my concentration off the screen and I just lost my streak.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure it was someone else's fault. Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was. I did. I shouldn't have looked up. Nah, I was losing that anyway. It was a 2-star deathmatch.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny.
Putrid. Sorry.
That's okay.
But yeah, go on.
So when I first started, not when I first started playing the game, because I don't even know how I came across the YouTube stuff for the game. Oh, I think I must have just put in Marvel Contest of Champions and then found all this YouTube stuff. But when I first started seeing the YouTube stuff, I was like, oh, I could do that. You know, just sit there, play Arena and chit chat. But for whatever reason, I just never bothered to even try to look into like what's required. So I just thought, oh no, I'm gonna need, you know, all this equipment and blah blah blah. And then what happened? Okay, yeah. So when I first got into Discord with People's Champ for StarCraft, the first 2 times I was playing with them, I didn't have voice, and because I was thinking I needed a actual microphone and whatever. And then, so we played a couple games. Everybody else was talking. I had to type, and I was only talking to People's Champ. So then he had it. Anyways, I'm like, this is just nonsense. So I was like, okay, I got to figure out some kind of way. So then I started looking, and it was funny. I think I was asking my nephew things about Discord. So I did a Discord call with him, intending that I would just type to him and he would speak to me about whatever. And then I was talking and he could hear me. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? And then I realized that my headphones have a microphone. And I'm like, oh shit, okay, that works. So then the next time for StarCraft, I was on the mic. Good. Then I was in Discord and somebody was streaming within Discord their MCOC gameplay. And I was like, oh, how do you do that? Oh, you just connect it to your computer and open QuickTime and blah, blah. I'm like, okay. So I looked into that and I'm like, oh, I just share my application screen. That's pretty simple. So then I'm thinking, wait, it's that simple in Discord. It's got to be that simple for YouTube. So then I go to YouTube where, because like I said, I've been uploading the videos. Okay, fine. So I'm like, okay, so stream or go live. This is going to be easy. I'm just going to share my screen. But when you go to set up the streaming portion of YouTube, when you say activate or enable or whatever, it takes 24 hours before it will allow you to do so. So okay, fine. Okay, I'll do it tomorrow night at 10 a.m. or 10 p.m. Good. So the next day comes and I go to do it. I've got everything ready to go, and then I see in the configuration for YouTube, there's no share your application or share your screen. I'm like, well, shit. How do people do this? Then I look it up. Okay, so there's this thing called OBS and blah. Yeah, so it's just like step by step. I just fucking fell my way through the whole thing. Oh shit.
I think it's better to learn things on your own before asking for advice.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
You can pick up things in your own that you can translate yourself.
Yeah.
Instead of asking someone else to translate it into layman's terms.
Yeah. And that's how or why I started uploading YouTube videos to begin with. Was about a year and a half ago. I was really into Alliance War. Like I was like, oh yeah, I want to do well. I don't want to die. Blah blah. So initially, what I was doing, I was recording all my war fights, and I kept them on my phone. And I'm like, shit, that's taking up so much space. What can I do? I could put it on a hard drive or whatever. But I'm like, well, no, because I want easy access to it, and I want people in my alliance to see it, so that if I do a fight and I die, they can view it and say, okay, this is where you fucked up and stuff. So I'm like, how much?
Yeah.
So then that's why I started uploads to YouTube, was simply to share my war videos. And then I was like, oh, okay, well, I can record my crystal openings and blah, blah, blah. So.
And that's how it started.
That's how it started. So, and so that's still kind of my mentality of it. And so I don't, if people are here listening to me ramble or subscribe or like, that's great. But that's not why I have the channel at all. I mean, maybe if I get into it, that will become a thing. And, I'll be like, oh, click like and subscribe and blah, blah. But as it is, it's for me to basically go back and look at things that I want to keep track of, or something like this. Okay, I'm going to do Arena, rather than trying to find somebody who's streaming to have sound in the background. I'll be the sound, and I'll just read what somebody's saying, and I can talk a lot. So hey,
there you go.
Yeah.
So, other than Marvel, anything else you like?
Say that again?
Other than Marvel, is there any other like live action,
like
fantasy, sci-fi, blah blah blah?
Yeah, I'm into sci-fi. So when I was like 12, when I was a kid, I was into like console games like Sega Genesis, Nintendo, or whatever, and that was kind of like my entertainment or hobby, I guess. And then I got into comic books. So initially it was X-Men, X-Factor, Excalibur, like all of the X titles. And then I came across Image Comics, and I really got into Image. I really liked a lot of their titles, like Spawn, Stormwatch, Gen 13.
Oh, I love Spawn.
So, what's that?
Sorry, I love Spawn.
Yeah. So I really got into those, but I think I'd probably always been into kind of sci-fi. My favorite show ever was a cartoon called Robotech. It was like an anime from the 80s. And then there was another one that was called Visionaries. It was actually a British produced one, but it only had 13 episodes and then it was cancelled. But currently, yeah, like I watch mainly sci-fi. I guess Game of Thrones would be considered fantasy. I was into that. What was the last? Oh, I was watching Doom Patrol recently. I've tried watching Westworld several times. I just can't get into it. But I'm
the same with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it another go.
Same with Walking Dead. Oh.
What's that?
Same with The Walking Dead. I couldn't get into that at all.
I got into it initially, and I just lost interest eventually. I think it was in between seasons. So they went like on their season break, and I just didn't pick it up when it started again. But yeah, after a while though, every episode of The Walking Dead was basically the same thing, over and over and over. Which I suppose, like, you know, it's a pretty limited scope of what they can do.
Yeah, survive the zombies every day.
Yeah, there was I was into Star Trek. I think I watched all of those series, like The Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager.
I was never into Star Trek. I don't mind the new films with is it Chris Pine?
Yeah.
And Zachary Quinto.
Yeah.
I didn't mind them, but I don't know. I prefer Patrick Stewart as Professor X than anything else.
But they've started a new. I don't know if it was just going to be one season or if they're going to continue on. But they started a new one with him, and it's
oh, cool.
It's not
Picard.
Yeah, it's I don't know, man. Like, I think sometimes they just need to leave things as is. Like, The Next Generation was good for what it was. Yeah, and I think it's too far removed as well. So
I think it was more to do with the Picard fans wanting to know what happened to him after Generation and that.
Yeah, maybe.
After he left the fleet and retired.
Yeah, but I mean, there was a lot of people complaining because they're saying like that the Federation doesn't seem as what it was and stuff, which I get. But the thing is, to me, I think anything in life evolves as time goes on, right? But you know,
exactly.
like from the original series to Voyager to Deep Space, like there were certain morals and ethics and standards that Star Trek stood for, and in the Picard one, it seems like a lot of those things have gone out the window. So I think that's partly why people were a little bit pissed. Then there was that other one, Star Trek Discovery, and
that was useless.
Yeah, the first couple episodes, I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then I got into it, but it was interesting because that was running around the same time as the Orville, and it was funny because I found that the Orville was more Star Trek-y than the Star Trek series than Discovery was. So
I need to check that out because I've heard about it. I've heard that it's actually really funny.
Yeah.
But I actually haven't seen an episode of it yet.
Yeah, I quite liked it actually. Are you a religious person?
No.
So there's an episode in the Orville. I think there was something similar. Yeah, there was something similar in Star Trek: The Next Generation. So there was one TNG episode where they kind of get trapped in this planet's like gravitational field or whatever, but the planet has a accelerated timeline or time frame. Like the time happens faster on the planet than the rest of the universe.
Yeah.
So in the TNG episode, basically the Enterprise becomes like their guiding light kind of thing or whatever. Anyway, so there's this Orville episode that's similar, where there's a planet that has an accelerated timeline, and the Orville ship is in orbit, but they're in their anyway. So the crew from the Orville go down to this planet, and something happens. One of the crew members has like medical experience and able to heal one of the citizens of the planet. Like they break their leg or whatever, and she's able to heal the leg. And so then the crew from the Orville, they go back up, and then they come back down to the planet for them in 2 days. But for the planet, it's like several generations. And because of her being able to heal the guy's broken leg, they've basically started a religion around her. And so they see her and they're like, oh, Kelly has returned and blah, blah. And, you know, they're bowing and worshiping her and blah, blah. And it's like, for the crew, they're like, what the hell? What's going on? And anyways, by the end of it, the planet, because of their accelerated time, they've been able to develop space flight. So they're able to visit the Orville ship. And so they board the ship, and they can only be there for so long because of the time difference or whatever. Anyways, and then I think the captain of the Orville says something about like, oh, do you still worship Kelly, like, you know, your religion or whatever? And they're like, no, we've moved beyond that, right? Like we've moved beyond religion. And I just thought that was very interesting. Because I mean, it's not the case, but I could absolutely see that something like that could be like Jesus or Muhammad, right? Like somebody from outside of our world who was more knowledgeable, was here at one point, and because they were more knowledgeable, we look at them as something extraordinary, right?
Yeah.
And I wonder if we'll ever get to the point here where we're like, nah, we've moved on beyond religion, you know? But
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't.
That's a bit of a touchy subject, but I still don't think so.
Yeah. No, I mean that's why I asked you if you're a religious person.
No, the only religion I believe in is my own 2 feet.
Yeah. You know, so my brother doesn't believe in like God or Jesus or anything, and he kind of thinks, not in so many words, but kind of that people who do are idiots. And I think maybe at one point I kind of felt the same. But I don't think so, because I think if you have such a strong belief in something,
nothing else can change that.
Yeah, but then I say that, but then I think, okay, like as we've evolved as people, like at one point we thought that the Earth was the center of the universe. Then we see evidence that that's not the case. So, you know, things change. We thought that the world was flat. Some people still do, but we know that, you know, so on and so forth, right? So I don't know what would have to happen for us or for people who believe to say, no, you know, old white bearded man in the sky did not, you know, snap his fingers and this all came into being. That being said, and this might sound crazy, I think if, like, okay, so evolution, sure, but I really could see us being an alien experiment or some kind of manipulation from something outside of the Earth, which in essence, I guess, would be gone, right? Because we would have been created by something or someone.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we, because sometimes when I think about it, I think we are the most unnatural thing on this planet. Like if you look at any animal in nature, right? They don't destroy their environment to the point where they cannot survive there, right? Like wolves will not hunt their prey to extinction, right? Like they will ensure that their prey, that there's enough of them for the wolves to survive. Yet we will kill or farm or whatever to the extent where we cannot live in that area. And it just doesn't, like, so it just seems very unnatural. But
what is natural
So that's what I'm saying. Like I think like the way the wolves or other predators would interact with their environment is more natural than how we interact with our environment. Because
Oh no. What I mean is, what is natural is there's a specific definition in the dictionary for natural, but that could be unnatural to someone else.
right,
So it's
yeah,
just
yeah, it's true.
pure perspective.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
But going back to religion, the only religion that I have is science. If it can't be proven, then I don't believe it exists. Which might make me sound stupid, but there are a lot of scientists out there that are making money off of exactly the same thoughts.
Yeah. So what you said is if it can't be proven, it doesn't exist?
I won't believe it.
Okay. But then what about something like dark matter? Like we can't prove it exists, but we know that it has to because of like the amount of substance in the universe that's not accounted for.
But But that's the thing, the God particle is dark matter, which we have proven exists.
Is the guard? I thought the guard particle was something completely different.
No, the God particle is basically a hydrogen and...
Like it's the basis of existence, right?
yeah, basically.
Right.
Which has to merge with dark matter for it to ignite.
Okay.
If that makes any sense.
Okay. So, I mean, the one thing that I think, because there are people, and I don't understand how, but are like that science is nonsense or blah 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 or blah whatever. Okay, fine. The one thing that science has is it will correct itself, or
Yeah.
scientists will, right? Like I said before. So we once thought that the Earth was the center of the universe. Well, other scientists or other research or so on and so forth proved it not to be. So then that theory that Earth was the center was corrected. Well, we now know it's not. The sun is the center of our solar system, so on and so forth. So even when science is wrong, it will still correct itself.
Yeah,
So
because all you have to do is look at the E equals mc squared theory that Albert Einstein put out. Now, I think it was about within the last 5, maybe 6 years, they've proven that the math behind that equation was 1/16th of a billionth out. Now, it might seem small to us that don't have any physics background or any kind of scientific background, but in the theory of relativity, that was a huge difference to make E equals mc squared make sense,
right.
because no scientist could solve it, and they thought it was because they weren't smart enough or anything like that. But what it was just the maths was wrong. That's all it was.
Yeah,
So-
I'll be right back.
No worries.
Right. So what do you think about the thing in Switzerland at CERN, the Hadron Collider thing?
The Hadron Collider.
Yeah.
That's where the God particle is being made.
Yeah. What do you
I think if we're going to get anything, it's going to be one huge explosion.
Yeah.
Then again, I think they said that if it had collided, we'd all be dead by now. So
Yeah.
if it did badly, that is.
I think the potential knowledge that we can get from something like that is massive.
Huge.
But I really think that as humans, anything we can do, we will do. And it doesn't matter what the possible outcome could be. I mean, it could, not necessarily that, but just whatever, could end up in our extinction or whatever. But if we have the ability to test or experiment or whatever it is, we will do it.
Oh yeah, definitely. But I'm thinking that if anything does come out, or any kind of knowledge comes out of the Hadron Collider, it's going to be covered up by the government.
You think so?
Big time. Oh, big time. Either the government or the Vatican, they will definitely want to keep that hush hush.
Right.
Because if you believe in what the Bible says, is that God made the earth within 6 days and rested on the seventh. Well, if it turns out that it was just a little particle and not a big man, that could plunge religion into a huge crisis, and then the Crusades could start all over again.
Yeah, but hasn't the Vatican themselves accepted the possibility of other life, though?
Maybe internally, just not officially.
Yeah, I guess.
So with the Hadron Collider being as big as it is, I think that as soon as they think, yeah, there's something else going on, and religion has nothing to do with the world being created, there's going to be some big, massive problems.
You think so?
Yeah, I do. In my personal opinion.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Because-
anything that either you or I say is going to be our opinion. I mean, other than facts.
I just want to make it make sure that anyone watching this knows that this is my personal opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, because I mean, another one is like, okay, the government or whatever, they know about aliens, blah blah, but they're not going to tell the general public. And one of the ideas why they wouldn't is because there'd be mass panic and blah blah. I don't think so, because I think for most, I don't know what the word would be. Most people who have an imagination, I think they've already accepted that there's other life. Like I don't think if they come out and say, hey, yeah, there's a bunch of little gray-green guys up there, blah blah. I don't think anyone would be like, oh, what? No. I think people would be like, yeah, okay. And now what, right?
Exactly. It wouldn't be a hold the phone, hold my beer type of situation. It'd be like, we told you so.
Yeah. The only reason I could really see why that kind of information would not be disclosed, maybe this is a optimistic way to look at it, but maybe it's not the reality, is that if we accept that there is something beyond us, to me, that automatically unites everyone on Earth. Like, if we know that wherever, whether it be Mars or a billion light years away, that there's some little dude running around, doing whatever, right?
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, every human on Earth, regardless of what your belief system is, the color of your skin, we, not necessarily that the other thing is an enemy, but now we are all this. Well, I mean, we're already all the same, but now we're all. I don't know.
On
if
the
I
verge of extinction.
not necessarily, but like we all have one thing in common. What we already do, like we all live on Earth, we're all humans. But once we realize that there's something out there that's as intelligent or more so or whatever, then we realize, in a sense, yeah, it is us against them, right?
Yeah.
That being said, unfortunately, I don't think we would come together over that. I think if anything, we might look and say, hey, how can we become friends with those other guys to hurt our enemies, right? As opposed to looking at it, wait a second, we're all not enemies with the other guys, but potentially, right? I don't know. Have you ever seen the movie District 9?
Yeah.
So it'd be something like that, right? Like, okay, well, there's the alien ship. They know there's aliens, blah, blah. But yet humans are still being shitty to humans. And I think we would still have that.
Oh, most definitely. That will definitely happen because they'll be the ones that are purely survivalists for their self.
Yeah.
That will just be traitors to the human race. Basically, that will definitely happen.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess that's our history, right? Like there have been times where a certain group of people have been prosecuted, yet people within that group turn on their own, right?
Exactly. The mafia is a big example to that theory.
I don't know, man. Sometimes when you think about that kind of stuff, it's like, fuck, we are so messed up. Oh, dear.
Yeah. But then we're kind of like hyenas.
What's that?
We're kind of the human race.
Yeah.
Hyenas.
Yeah.
Right, because I was watching a documentary today about hyenas, and if they hide their weaknesses and their illnesses because of the pack mentality.
Right.
So if you're the leader and you're injured or you're sick or anything like that, they're not going to come to your aid.
Right.
And like be subtle towards you. They are going to hammer and tong you until you either fight back and you win the fight, or you're dead.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever heard of the Fermi paradox?
No.
So I think that's the one where basically by the time we have the ability to travel the stars, we also have the ability to annihilate ourselves. And we will annihilate ourselves before we can travel. And so the idea there is that's why we haven't come across any extraterrestrials. Is that basically that idea is for any species. That when you have the ability or technology to explore the universe, you have the ability or technology to destroy yourselves, and you will destroy yourselves first. So the idea is that there have been other intelligent species, but they've wiped themselves out.
That's a new theory.
It's kind of sad.
Yeah, sad, but still a new theory to wrap your head around.
Yeah, but I mean, it kind of would make sense, right? Because we got the atomic bomb before we got to the moon, but in general, they were pretty close to one another.
Oh yeah.
So.
Well, no, actually, they were what?
Within 20 years.
Oh, I thought it was 30.
So what, 45, 46, and 68. So, yeah, between 20 and 30 years. Because the atomic bomb was dropped... Well, I mean, it was developed prior, but it was dropped in 45. And then we got to the moon in 68, I think?
69.
69? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Now, where do you stand on... Actually, no, I'm not even going there. Not even going there.
Where do I stand on what?
No. That will probably get your channel shut down.
Well,
Or
there's
demonetized.
there's not much of a channel there to begin with, so it doesn't really matter. Go ahead and ask your question.
Where do you stand on the moon landing?
Oh, I think we went to the moon.
So you're you're a believer.
Sorry?
So you're a believer. There's disbelievers out there, isn't there? And then there's ones that just sit on the fence.
So it's possible that it could have been faked. However, it would have taken more energy to fake it than to actually do it.
Yeah, because of the amount of people and the press and everything.
Right. That being said, I think it's possible simply because the development of the atomic bomb happened, and the people that were working on it, they didn't know what they were doing. Like they knew they were developing something, but because you had all these different branches and areas and blah blah, overall nobody knew the whole project. So
No, because they called it the Manhattan Project, didn't they?
right, yeah. So I mean, in that sense, that's how I could see the moon landing being faked, but I see the thing is because then there's the one about where the flat earthers are like, oh no, they tell you it's round so that you believe it because it's a way to control you. I'm like, how does that control anyone? If it's flat or if it's round, how does that impact my day-to-day life? It doesn't.
No.
Now there's also the thing about the virus and all of this kind of crap about now that yes, that obviously would impact day-to-day life, but the thing that's so stupid about the one where they're like, oh yeah, all the medical professionals blah blah, okay, fine. My father's from a little village with 35 people, so that would mean that the nurse in that village of 35 people is in on this whole conspiracy. Like, come the fuck on.
And all the families that are grieving their dead relatives, they're all in on this conspiracy.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yourself.
Yeah. Now, I can absolutely believe that governments overreacted and, nobody is willing to say, hey, you know what, it's not as bad as we thought. I can absolutely see that. But I do not believe, and I think you've got to be an idiot to believe that day one, all of these organizations and people got together and they're like, hey, how can we get people to stay inside and blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's tell them that there's a illness like the flu. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, no, that's not what happened.
So if that is the case, what would be the upside to that?
Well, and that's the thing, right? Because then they're like, oh, it's a way to control people. They don't need something like that to control us. We're already controlled.
Exactly.
Oh, shit.
It just means that they're fucking up their own economy.
Yeah.
Just to keep us inside.
Well, one of the theories initially was that the United States infected China to destabilize China's economy. However, okay, fine. But now the United States economy is in shatters? Yeah. they really fucked that up.
No, if you're trying to destabilize one country's economy with a virus, doesn't that compute at the back of their minds that 1 minute this could spread?
Yeah. No, see, and the thing is too, a lot of these theories are contradictory. Yet people will still say, "Oh, this is it. Oh, this is it," but yet they contradict one another, and just yeah. And I don't know if it's people's desire to believe that everything is. I don't know where or how people believe some of this nonsense.
Right. It all stems from the government, because the government doesn't tell the truth, and I mean they don't put it all out there. Yeah. And there are some lies. It spawns conspiracies. And that is the reason why the coronavirus has just elevated into a new conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Every single day you're waking up to new information, new theories. of, oh, it's because of this, because of that, because of this, because of that. If the government's just told the truth in the beginning and not put out a load of garbage, which I understand sometimes they have to, but then they can't complain if conspiracies are born because of it.
Yeah. Yeah. There was some stuff in Canada though, when things were first ramping up, that as it was being said, I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, one was the Minister of Health said that we should not close our borders because it would make us less safe from the virus. I'm like, that makes no logical sense. If you're in your house and there is something harmful outside, closing and locking your doors keeps you safe from that danger outside. So same principle as closing our borders. And then the other one was them saying that wearing masks would cause more infections. And then now, where in places in Canada, the city I'm in, masks are mandated when you go into a public place. So then why and now I can understand, because some people will say, well, the research and blah, 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 all this kind of stuff, right? But
Yeah.
something like masks, that wasn't something that just came about a year ago. We've had and been using masks for generations. We should know what they're good for and what they're not. And
Exactly.
and this respiratory illness, again, it's not something new. It's something that infects your lungs. It impacts other parts of your body. But it would be no different than a cold or flu or any other illness like that. If a mask is effective for those illnesses, it's going to be effective for this. So those are some of the things I find strange. Now, I don't think that means that there's a conspiracy. I think that it just means people were trying to give out information when they didn't know the information to give.
Yeah.
I'm going to be right back. I'm going to just do a war fight.
No problem. I ain't got nowhere else to go at this precise moment. Hey, you didn't even put your music on.
Well, that didn't go well.
How bad was it?
Well, I died. But I'm not too surprised. I would have normally done it on screen, but where it's a close war, and I find when the phone is plugged into the computer, I just find it a little bit annoying to fight. So I was like, well, I'll give myself the best chance I can. So it didn't help. Anyway,
You died to that domino then.
I died to that domino. Yeah, it sucks because I had rank 3 Corvus with True Strike, and I died to the Modoc Prior, and it sucks because I had him down to about 15 or 20%, and so I went back in because I'm like, okay, 3 hits and he's going to be dead. I go back in, and it's a node where you can't stun them. If you stun them, it turns on you. So I'm like, okay, I'll go in, 3 hits, good. So I go in, dash back, and he hits me, and I'm like, son of a bitch. And I had itemed out at that point. Otherwise, this domino would have been easy with Corvus. 2 L2s, and it would have been over, but well. Damn the breaks.
That's exactly what I was about to say about the 4-star shot crystal I just opened. Stupid bloody yellow jacket.
Oh crap, I went further in there than I needed to. Oh, yeah, man, I don't know how or where these conspiracy theories come from, man. Holy smoke. And some of them are just... all that being said, though, the idea of people in the American administration being aware or the orchestrators of the September 11th stuff, I absolutely believe there's something to that. So I don't know if maybe I'm a nut job for believing that, but there are things for that just don't add up. Like one of the things, so as far as anyone talks about, there's 2 buildings that collapsed, but there were 3.
Yeah.
They never talk about the 3rd building. And
What was
then,
the 3rd one?
what's that?
What was the 3rd?
Yeah, so building 7, it was it was relatively close to the World Trade Towers, to the 2 that fell down, but it wasn't like touching them. It was not impacted by anything, but that building caught fire and collapsed as well. However, they don't talk about it. When they do, they're like, oh, well, it caught fire from the other 2 buildings. Okay, fine. However, the 2 buildings that collapsed, for that type of building had never happened before. When you've had a fire, okay, so then, well, it's because of the jet fuel. It burns so hot. Okay. Building 7 was not impacted by a jet. So there was no jet fuel for that building. Then there was a thing where there was a military exercise happening at the same time that the attack happened. And in the military exercise, the parameters were the same as the attack. So in the military exercise, it was that civilian aircraft had been hijacked, had been flown into buildings. So when people were calling in to emergency services, the response was, is this real world or is this the exercise? No, this is real world. So then when they go, because at the time they didn't know if there were going to be more planes hijacked, so they went to scramble their Air Force. Well, their Air Force had all been moved away from that area. Like, there were just too many things that, any one thing or 2, okay. But so many of these things that lined up the way it did, it just seems so weird.
Well, do you want to know another thing that seems so weird?
What's that?
Have you seen a film called United 93? With Wesley Snipes?
Yeah, I think so. I definitely know the name. I can't remember if I've seen it or not.
Well, that is basically exactly what they said happened on the 4th plane that the passengers took control of.
Okay.
So, and that happened, I think that film was around 98, 99. So, yeah.
Yeah, there's just so much there. Now, the one thing is, I don't necessarily think that George Bush knew that on this date, at this time, this was going to happen. I kind of think that maybe things were done behind his back without his knowledge. Not to say that if he knew, he would have prevented it or whatever, but I don't think that he had direct knowledge of what was to come. But yeah, I don't know, man. That because
I have a theory, yeah, it's going to sound absolutely crazy, but oh well. I have a feeling his dad had something to do with the start.
you have a
Because-
feeling that what?
That his dad,
Okay.
George Bush Senior's dad, had
Okay.
a chance to take out Bin Laden in '92,
Okay.
right? Take
Yeah.
him
Yeah.
off of the planet,
Yeah.
and chose not to. Told the CIA, no, leave it. And that was just after he had bombed, just before he bombed the Nigerian embassy,
Oh, okay.
the American embassy in Nigeria.
Right.
So they had their chance to take him down before 9/11,
Right.
and chose not to.
Yeah.
So
Well, he was armed and trained by the U.S. to begin with, anyways.
yeah,
So
there's that theory as well. There's also the theory that he was taught in American schools and universities and worked in America, and that's where they say that the hatred
okay, right, yeah.
started.
Oh,
But
Malvina is here finally.
yeah, about 4 hours too late.
Yeah. Oh well.
Someone doesn't like our discussion on religion, conspiracy theories, and whatever else we've been talking about.
Well, that's okay. There's other streams they can go to.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Melvin's probably lying. One dislike is probably from him.
Probably.
Yeah. Now I don't know. I would think that if somebody were present when whatever it is we were talking about, and they don't like it or they disagree, I would think they would leave a comment and just say, "Hey, you're bullshit. You don't know what you're talking about." I don't think somebody would just dislike and move on. I don't know.
There are people out there like that.
Yeah.
They only want to hear what they believe in and what they agree to.
Yeah. Although before I didn't realize that there was like such a petty aspect to the YouTube community, man. Holy shit. Like there's this squabble between some of the YouTubers.
Oh yeah.
And like they're always bad mouthing and blah blah blah. And I'm like, oh my god. Like just do what you gotta do, put out your videos, do your streams, and don't worry about what the other YouTuber is doing. Like, holy crap. Yeah, I had no idea. But it's been kind of funny actually to see.
Yeah, no, I like it. Because there's you go backwards and forwards on like on people just bad mouthing each other, and it's like, well, why? And then you get to the point of the reason, and it's just something so small and ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh well. Well, I guess it goes back to what we were saying before, right? We are who we are as a species. So.
Mel, stop signing into your alternate accounts and putting dislikes on the stream. Man.
Yeah.
Come on. If you're jealous, just say so.
Yeah. So, other than MCOC, were you playing any other video games?
I play COD now and then.
Oh, okay.
Skyrim. FIFA and Madden plus
Oh, okay,
golf.
okay. Golf.
Yeah.
Huh. How's that?
On the on the on the Xbox, not in real life.
No, yeah, no, I know. That's what I mean. Like, how's that to play? Because I mean, shit, golf is
It's
slow enough in real life. Never, never mind as a computer game.
oh no, it's actually pretty fun
Oh yeah.
in on the console.
Okay.
It does get very frustrating at times. You want to throw the controller at the screen when you slice a shot and you get mean to, so it is kind of like funny to play. Well, funny to watch, funny to play, but annoying to play.
Okay. I think.
Is that AC? Shut up.
What's that?
Melvin saying, is that AC? What do all us Brits sound
Oh,
alike?
oh.
I think Melvina thinks all us Brits sound alike.
Well, sometimes people think that all people from a certain place look alike. Like that all black people look alike, or if you're from a predominantly brown place, all white people look alike, or whatever.
I think that's just perception.
Yeah.
Because I see the enormous differences between the cultures, and I think it's easier for me to say that because I grew up in London.
Yeah. So my dad's black and my mom's white, and so the first, I think until I was 4, we lived in the Caribbean, where my dad's from. So it was, the Turks and Caicos. So it's mainly, well, not mainly. Back then it was pretty much all black people. So until I was about 2, I think, my mom was the only white person I'd ever seen. And I mean, I'm too young to remember, but apparently, the first time I saw a white guy, I freaked out. Oh shit! I just threw a fit. Apparently.
Saying that, I did when I was in foster care. I was with a mixed race family where the mum was white and the dad was black. But on the street, there was my foster family, and then another Asian family. I think they were from Pakistan or something. And we were the only 2 on the street that wasn't Jewish.
Okay.
And I behaved very badly when I was younger and living in that street. I think it was just purely because I was young, but I regret it now. I was somewhat of a racist. I can admit that I was somewhat of a racist at that point, but then again, I didn't actually know what I was doing was racist.
Yeah.
Because I was taught.
So I'm not sure why. Well, I think I know why. But currently, okay, I think everybody is racist. I think we all have our own prejudice or bias based on the way somebody looks or where they're from or whatever, right? Whether it be intentional or whatever. I think, you're going to see somebody from Japan, you're going to see somebody from Guatemala, you're going to see somebody from London. And because that's where they're from, because that's the way they look, within your mind, you're going to have certain perceptions, certain thoughts. So, and that is racist. But for whatever reason, we have come to the word racist is just automatically you're a terrible person, blah blah blah, right?
Yeah.
So to me, I have no problem somebody looking at me. Nobody knows where like when you look at me, they don't know where. No one knows where I'm from. That's fine. So I don't care if somebody looks at me and says I'm this or that or whatever. So be it. If somebody tries to hinder me because of the way I look, that's what I think is wrong. But if you want to say, if somebody looks at me and says, hey, you this Mexican or you this Chinese or whatever to me, right? I don't care. If somebody wants to cut me off or prevent me from getting a job because they think I'm a Mexican or Chinese or whatever else, that's where I have a problem. But yeah, I find it so strange. And now anything, like basically if you were to say, so yeah, let's just say we're done this, somebody says, hey, who are you talking to? Oh, it's a black guy from Canada. Oh, that's racist. No, it's not. You described me. I'm from Canada. I'm black. But now that's become racist. Like, I just think it's crazy.
To be fair, I don't actually describe anyone. I just say it's just a friend that I play MCOC with.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, like, if you were to, like obviously in this case you wouldn't, because you wouldn't know. You can't see me. It's just what I've said, right? But just, like, whatever. But when...
I've seen pictures of you, so I know what you look like and all that.
Right.
So, but it was the fact that my dad and my brother asked, oh, so who were you just talking to?
Mm-hmm.
I go, a friend of mine that plays the same game that I play.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of it being just me and him in the chat, just him replying to my questions, we jumped on call and...
Yeah. But yeah, I just think it's a little bit crazy how everything... Now, that being said, yes, you do have people that are, out to get somebody because they are this or that or the next thing. There are definitely people out there like that. Unfortunately, I think the way things are today, those people are lumped in the same basket as the person who says, I was talking to a black guy. They're all considered racist, but it's not the same.
No.
So...
This, like you said, this political correctness gone mad.
Yeah, man.
And
I have a feeling that it's going to come around the other way eventually, where...
I think it will impact freedom of speech soon, as well.
Yeah, it already is.
Well, no, because there are still people out there that are peddling their crap and putting it down to freedom of speech, and it's being allowed. So I don't think it's impacting as much as we would like it to, as much as we think it's going to. But it is going to impact freedom of speech, where it's even the press are going to be hard to come by to say something politically incorrect.
Yeah. I'm always hyped up, Melvin. I'm just normally more subdued.
I have brought out the devil in him.
Yeah. Oh, well.
But yeah, like I said, I grew up in foster care with a dad who was from Montserrat.
Okay.
I don't know. I look back on it now, and I think to myself, how on earth did he put up with some of the shit that I had witnessed, my own race, and witnessed with my own eyes? I'm thinking, how on earth can this guy put up with the shit and just let it go over him? But he explained to me that where in the 70s, it was 70s and 80s when he first came over here, it was so much worse that he's built up a skin to just let it bounce.
Right, yeah.
So I was thinking to myself, but why? Why wouldn't you just say something and hey, look, this isn't right. But then I think to myself, well, if you did have said something, then
Yeah,
things could have
the
gotten
repercussions would have
violent.
been worse. Yeah.
Exactly. So, don't, don't get me wrong, this guy ain't no slouch. He's 7 foot tall, size 19 shoes. So if he gives you a kick, he's gonna feel it.
You're gonna feel it. Yeah.
Exactly, and he's got hands the size of my head. So, Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know though. I just like because even on chats or whatever, somebody will say whatever, and somebody, oh, you racist. And it's like, no, man, that's But I think too because of the over exaggeration of that, when cases of true malicious racism come about, people are so desensitized to all of the other cases. It's not, it's not dealt with properly and stuff.
No, because all they turn around until it becomes violent, or freedom of speech becomes oppressed.
Yeah.
Racism isn't going to go nowhere.
Yeah, and the thing is, I don't think it's something that we're not going to legislate it away. Yeah, I don't know. Because I mean, I think you can't change somebody's heart. That's got to change. That change has got to come from within them, for whatever reasons. And,
Yep.
Yeah. Oh well. Oh well. Oh well. So, could you see getting into streaming, or do you have any
Hey, me?
interest? Yeah.
Nah.
No?
Nah. This will be the closest I get to streaming is being on call with someone else.
Okay. Fair enough.
I think that's more to do with their social anxiety,
Do you think it could be a way to deal with it, though?
Yeah, possibly, but I don't. This is going to sound really harsh, but I barely socialize with my own family.
Okay.
I could be in the same house with them for a week, and they'll probably see me like 2 or 3 times. I'm that socially awkward. And
Yeah.
having people compiling questions at me, like especially first stream, they want to know some things,
Yeah.
and I don't talk about myself, even with my therapist. It's a struggle for them to get information, but don't get me wrong, I have thought about it, but I've got nothing to stream. I am useless.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah.
Like, this is how useless I am at this game. I still can't get a second medium into my 5-hit combo. I'm still just fighting with medium and 4 lights.
So you just basically you parry, medium, 3
Medium,
three lights, and then medium.
but my brain doesn't work like that. My fingers are faster. I'm faster than my actual thing, my actual processing speed.
Yeah, but I mean the thing is too, you can like, okay, yeah, people will be like, oh, this is the way to do it, this is whatever. You can make it the way it works for you, right? So.
Yeah, but I'm still getting, once I do the specials, I'm still getting the same sort of damage output or regen as any.
Yeah.
Let's put in a second medium, so I'm not worried about that. No, you were right the first time, Solar.
In regards to
what you put in chat.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think the 6 stars are up for any time soon. So I mean, for me, like I said before about the streaming, it's not about what people are gonna view or whatever. Anyway, it's more about me having something to. So previously, I'd be having somebody's stream on in the background. I'd be laying in my bed or sitting on my chair, doing the stuff or watching TV in the living room. But doing this, okay, well now I can read chat or I can talk to somebody in voice, and I get through Arena a lot quicker. But I think stuff like YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, whatever, it gives a lot of people, a way to connect who may not have had ways to connect. So like somebody who has social anxiety, right? Like if you don't like to physically interact with people, you could do it on YouTube where you're just talking, and hey, if it gets to a point where it's too much, end stream, right? You're done. Or you go to whatever it is. And I think especially people who have a difficult time or struggle with things, I think I don't mean you as in you in particular, but I think if those people, granted, yes, it's going to be a hurdle for them to overcome, but if they are able to put themselves out there, I think they will find a very large and supportive and probably a community with a lot in common. And I think in some circumstances, just realizing that somebody who has struggles, that they're not alone in those struggles, I think can be comforting. And I mean, I'm saying all this, I could be completely off, but that's just my thoughts as far as something like that goes. And I'm not saying that you need to jump up and be like, oh yes, I'm going to stream, but I don't think that you should look at it as something that you couldn't do or would be overwhelming or whatever. Like at first, just figuring it out, yes, but as you become comfortable with it, as you have more people that you're engaging with through that medium, I think it would become easier and better.
Yeah. See, I don't know. I'm a weird person.
Well, the best, if you're asking those questions, I don't think you're the best. Let's see. Yeah. See, I think this is one of my problems with streaming, because when I'm normally playing the game, I get distracted easily and will go off and look at other things and stuff. And so that's what's happening right now. Like I was just checking on some other YouTube things. I'm just checking on Twitter, and yet my game is just sitting here. Okay. I was gonna see if Lakers was live, and we could.
ILAC is. I know that.
Raid him. Well, ILAC is usually yelling and swearing at people, though. How do I get to the event from the arenas? It doesn't come up for me. I don't have the event. I think somebody's trolling.
Yeah. See, now, this is another thing. Yeah. I don't know if you know this, but there is the way that the Canadians are I don't know how to put it. Like, you're the typical Canadian.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You're, go out your way to help anyone that needs it. And then ILAC, he's the complete opposite to what I know as a typical Canadian.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I think that's why I subscribe to him, because he's more of an Englishman than a Canadian. He's got the gift of the gab. He doesn't care about hurting people's feelings or being blunt, which I absolutely love to see.
And I think that's a big appeal of his channel as well, though.
Yeah.
So, but I also think that that is also a part of his online persona. I mean, I don't know the guy, but I doubt that is him in public. And if that is him in public, he's not going to get too far in life. So, because I don't think you could just, somebody asks a question and you could just say, "Fuck you, that's a stupid question." I don't think that works. Maybe,
No.
but
I've seen the consequences of someone trying to act like that in real life, and they got told.
yeah. But no, I think for him that is a big part of his online persona with the real life. Just partly because of some of the things he said about when people have asked things like doing openings during his stream, sharing information and stuff, and where he's like, this doesn't benefit my channel. So from those kind of comments, I kind of take it that his ILAC persona is something we see on that YouTube channel. If we were to bump into him at the grocery store, I don't think that's who we would see. So. Oh, look at you, Melvin, being so helpful. Aw. So normally I record the deaths that our war defenders get, but I like doing it when it's like pretty much over, and we've got about an hour to go, and we still have quite a few defenders up. So if I start writing it down now, I'm gonna have to come back later and check in again.
Ours is nearly done. I think we've taken down the boss.
Okay.
Just waiting for stragglers to finish their paths.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure that the best. I think that was somebody trolling. Yeah. Yeah, you would be able to tell quite easily if somebody's trolling, right, Melvin? I shall be back.
Oh. Could only could cover the shot. Yeah, no, I mean, could you just leave it up there?
I gotta get a different headphone and mic set because like every couple days I gotta change the battery on these headphones. So the headphones I have are noise canceling,
Yeah.
and when I have that on, they go through batteries like crazy.
Oh. See, I hate wireless headphones. I go for wired all day long.
Yeah. These are wired, but
Have you seen this new featured items return?
what's that?
If you reboot your game, something's just come up on my thing about featured items.
Okay.
For a limited time, discounted and useful items
Oh,
are
okay,
available
yeah.
in the featured items section of the store. So hero crystal shards, catalyst fragments, signature stones, and more. But it's only to those who have become uncollected. What a twat. Changes to incursions.
I wonder if they're gonna finally fix it that it's bugged. Jesus.
Nope. Have no idea.
From the 20.
Oh, yes, finally. You know that they were saying about the, you'll read it yourself now anyway, so don't worry about it.
I don't know why. Well, no, I do know why they're pushing the progression thing on people, but I think that's a bit annoying. Oh, for 3 days. Huh? No specifics though. New Sector 8. Oh wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm reading at the moment. And have you seen what they've done to the new Ultron zones?
What? With Ultron appearing every 5 zones?
Oh no, that's not what I thought it was. Oh damn. I thought you could... Remember they said that they were going to be... you can, like, every 5 zones, you'll start there from the new one.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
I thought that was it.
Let me just take a look at War and see. Okay, so I'll wait about another 15 minutes and then record the info, but let's take a look at the forums and see what they're saying about the incursion stuff. Because I thought they were also supposed to be adding new things to the incursion store. Actually, wait, what date do they say here? From the 5th to the 8th, right? Okay. So from the 5th to the 8th.
No, that's when it will be inactive.
Right. So on the 8th, we should be seeing the changes. Where's the incursions tab? Okay, yeah, okay, because I figured the changes would happen at the next update to the crystals, and that is in 2 weeks, so.
So there's no more tier 1.
Oh, wait, oh no, that's, wait, because 2 weeks, that's 5th, 6th, 7th, yeah, okay, that's right. So 2 weeks from today is the 8th, okay.
Yeah.
So it's inactive from next Saturday until next Tuesday. Okay. That's interesting. Let's bring this up on the stream. Is this okay with you, Melvin, if I look at the incursion stuff rather than doing gameplay? Are you going to be okay with that, or are you going to be angry? I don't want you raging.
He's gonna rage no matter what.
Poor Melvin. Oh, wait, how come...
Do I sound any better, People's Champ? I've moved my
Wait,
moved my mic.
how come I can't... Yeah, man, you know it. You know it. Why is it not showing? Maybe he is a robot. Oh.
Yeah, maybe my voice box has a gearbox.
Oh, I wonder. Huh, that's weird. Okay, so let's blow this up a little bit. Let's see if they have the actual announcement here.
Knowing them, they probably don't.
Okay, here we go. Map updates, unlock sector 8, tier update. Huh.
This is the forums, Mel. And I think it's just my voice, People's Champ.
Rewards. Okay, yeah, so this is what I was wondering about, the store update. Starting September 8th, we're updating the refresh timers on all store items to 90 days. What? To 90 days, so they match the cadence of the incursion's 30-day events. The current incursion crystals will be extended. What? Oh, that sucks. The current incursion crystals will be extended to match. The new Tier 1 will unlock 2 new store options. Some users can spend 32,000 artifacts to purchase 2,000 6-stars. Okay, up to 3 times per 90-day cycle, and will now be able to purchase 2 of each 5-star incursion crystals per 90-day cycle. Okay, that's not terrible. 2,000. Oh, that's a little bit shitty though, because the maximum amount of artifacts you can get is 55,000, and they want 32,000 artifacts for 2,000 6-star shards. That's crazy. Holy shit.
No, it just means that you it just means that you have to play incursions a lot more than you decided to.
Yeah. But I mean, that's because a 5-star incursion crystal is 27,000 shards, or you could get a basic crystal for 22,000. So what they're saying, as far as artifacts go, they're saying that a 5-star basic is worth 27,000 artifacts, and that 2,000 6-star shards are worth more than that. That's nonsense. I need to write them a strongly worded letter.
Up to 3 times per 3 months. That is a rip-off.
Yeah, man. Okay, I think this might be... Oh, no. Every 5 zones, summoners will now encounter an Ultron zone. These themed zones will consist of Ultron drones along the paths with Ultron or Ultron Classic taking the boss spot. Okay, so now we know the boss ahead of time. In addition to the pool of nodes, the Ultron bosses will also have a specific local node. Okay.
They're telling you what Ultron's going to have, but you've got to actually get to him. Well, that ain't going to make me want to do incursions anytime soon.
I don't see anything. I mean, I didn't read everything, but I don't see, of what I've read, it definitely doesn't entice me to do them more so. I mean, I will probably still do them just because I do them, but...
Well, I don't even do incursions, so it's not going to entice me to do it any more than it is. And I don't get why they've taken away tier 1 and just replaced it with tier 2.
The tier one also been added for the two back then. Oh, tier update. Along with a sector, we're updating the tiers that determine which sectors. Oh, I see what you're talking about. Which sectors you can claim top rewards from. The old tiers 1 through 7 move down 1 and become tiers 2 through 8. A new tier 1 will be added for summoners that have acquired 8 6-star champions. Summoners in tier 1 will be eligible for top zone rewards from sectors 7 and 8. Okay. The new tier 1 will be eligible for a new set of milestone rewards with scoring requirements based around participation in sector 8. You should be able to hit all of the artifact milestones by getting to zones 5 in sector 8. I don't know if they're actually addressing the things that make incursions shitty though.
No, they're just making it harder to get the rewards.
Yeah. Yeah, and so it only looks like the only thing that's different is the 6-star shards and
Knowing that every 5 zones you have an Ultron.
oh, okay, and you can also get 6-star shards from doing the incursions, not just spending the artifact. So that's not too bad. But who's to say how much harder it's going to be? Okay.
I think it's going to be more harder than what the rewards
Our war?
reflect. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I kind of think they might be doing that, like increasing the difficulty because of the amount of people with 6-star R3s that are able to breeze through it. So I think that might be one of the reasons. But then it's also going to dissuade others from getting interested in them.
there is another bug that I've encountered. I don't know if it happens with anyone else, but it happens with me a lot. But every time I go to dash in with any of my champions, and they've backed off, I go to dash in again, and it bloody backs off. So, and my finger ain't even on the screen. So, I don't know if that does that to you.
Not
Like it just randomly moves when your finger isn't even on the screen.
right. Yeah, there've been. I don't know why it only happens to me in arena. It's me doing it, but I don't know why. But for some reason, sometimes in arena, like I know I have to go backwards, but I go forwards, and it's like so strange. It happens nowhere else in the game, but it's not a glitch. It's me swiping the wrong direction. It's so.
Oh no, this ain't a glitch. This ain't me doing this.
No, yeah, no. I'm talking about something that happens for me. Like what you're describing, I'm not familiar with that.
It's like it's ray tracing my previous fingerprint.
Yeah, I don't know, man. There's always something messed up with the game, though.
Oh well, as long as the stability bloody doesn't shift.
Well, whenever something new comes out, there will be problems. That's one thing they are consistent with.
True that.
Yeah.
I'm just struggling to figure out why they don't own their own servers. What is so bad with owning your own servers that they don't want to do it?
Oh, it's just the overhead and the maintenance costs. Because they would have to have like a separate staff for that. There's a lot of businesses that do that. but I think I'm not 100% sure. I believe that public, like government organizations, can't do that, but private companies can.
But ain't Kabam privately?
Yeah, they're a private company, and so they can run it however they want. But like if it like, oh well, I mean, Kabam wouldn't be a public company anyways. But if it was like a government organization, I believe that government organizations have to have. Actually, no, that's not true, because there are circumstances where they don't. So yeah, but it's kind of same idea as where a company would contract out certain responsibilities to somebody who is not an employee, because then you're not having to pay them as much. You just pay them straight salary. You're not doing the benefits and all that kind of stuff. So, but actually, in the last set of problems that Kabam had, I saw in one of their posts where they were like, "Oh, this is our I can't remember what they call it, like third party vendor or something." And I'm like, no, as somebody who plays the game, my interaction is not with them. My only interaction is with Kabam. So like if Kabam says that the server farm in California burned down, that is not, as far as I'm concerned, that's still Kabam's failure, because I have nothing to do with who they contract their server services to. As far as I'm concerned, that's Kabam's responsibility. So.
Yeah, which is probably why they feel like they have to give out compensation, whether it's their fault or not.
Yeah, I think that's more of a PR thing, because I think they've been criticized a lot about when things don't go properly, and then they're kind of just like, oh, that sucks to be you. But even then, they're not consistent, right? Like there was the changes they made to She-Hulk, and then they gave people the rank down stuff. Then there was somebody else they did changes to, and they're like, oh, well, we're not going to give you anything. And then there was an outcry, and then it was the Colin Namor. Like they're just everything that pops up, they deal with differently, and it's like, why don't you just have a standard way of dealing with certain things?
Beats me.
Yeah. Anyway, so whoa, this is a long one. 10 minutes short of 3 hours, so I'm gonna end this stream here.
I swear you said like an hour and a half you were off.
Yeah. But yeah, so thanks for hanging out. It was good chatting.
No problem. Yeah, anytime, bud.
And Melvin, thanks for showing up and putting in your support. People's Champ, good to see you. And I'll catch y'all the next time. Have a good one.
And you, bud.